Hello everyone, this is Phoenix, and today I'm making a video on my carrier. First off, as you know how carriers work, they store their fighters and their ammunition, as well as enough fuel to move them around and to refuel them. They also store the special fuel that my fighters use, xenon gas, and they're generally meant to just kind of ship them around. The current rules are that fighters cannot move around without a carrier. They have to have a carrier to move around, kind of as a balancing factor to the fact that they will always move first. They can fire all munitions on them, and due to their small size and how cheap they are, it's very easy just to throw them in the battle. So this is kind of the balancing factor of this. You can always just send these guys back to get refueled, refueled and get new fighters and ammunition. Also, the traders can also give you fighters to put in here and fuel as well. The big problem with carriers is they're really big and hard to use and unwieldy. They are very hard to maneuver, even with all these RCS ports. Even this one is a just terrible thing to undergo maneuvering. I have actually made some adjustments since I started making these ship videos on this carrier. It used to have more of these engines, and it used to be longer actually, and at one point it was built to store 8 fighters, but we decided due to actual technical issues with that we would put a limit on 4, just because even really good computers start to have trouble with that many parts. So overall, this is kind of an expensive ship, but it's not something that's going to be used too often. But this is kind of the reason why we added the 50% discount for carriers. Besides the parts that are mainly used to make these, like these, are really expensive. A whole lot lighter, but really expensive, and we felt that they were overly expensive, so we went ahead and halved the price. Not to mention, since this ship has xenon gas, the price of these xenon gases specifically will be halved. They will be taken out after the halving process. Well, wait. They will be taken out. It doesn't actually matter whether these things, the 50% discount taken out before or after, you'll always get to the same 25%. But the point is, these gets 25% discounts. However, this itself gets only 1. The discount of these are usually added before for simple math purposes. Otherwise, you'd have to calculate it before, like the current cost after the 50% discount. So all we have to do, since these are 3,000, as you can see, if I just find it real quick. Here they are, 3,000, and so it'll be 3,000 taken off here, and since there's only 2 more on it, it would be a total of 6,000 taken off the price, and then you'd have that, and you'd get the entire price. Overall, just a simple carrier. It can hold the fighters and the torpedoes that uses. It cannot have any weapons because it is a carrier, and that's about it. It uses only nuclear engines because they're the most efficient. And I'll show the calculations up in the right corner. And I think that's it. Let me just load up the loaded carrier real quick so I could show you just the increased cost with that. Alright, I'm back with the loaded carrier. The only difference is it has 4 sets of stacks of 3 missiles and 4 fighters in it. Each actual fighter costs, I've actually done that video before, it costs 2.9 BP approximately. It's technically 28.892, but yeah, you get the idea. And the actual missile stacks cost 0.3 BP approximately. I'll show the calculations of their total costs and non-rounded costs in the top right here to show you the difference. And also, I actually removed these. Oops, sorry. I actually have this just for calculating cost, because the thing is, launching this with the fighters in it is a whole lot harder, and I actually removed the lights for you before. There's actually some rather interesting places, like beneath these stacks of fuel tanks. There's actually a light there. However, getting rid of those requires you to go into a very interesting spot. So I'll just leave this for now. But this is essentially the price of the ship. I'll show the calculations. Thank you all for watching. I hope to be able to upload the next one next week. This has been the carrier and loaded variant. And thanks for watching.